Good evening, everyone. Today it's my job. I've got the kitchen to myself. We're going to make beef burgers. Here we've got lean beef, around about 800 grams. I should be able to get around about 8 pates out of this, so we can make a double cheeseburgers. What we're going to do in there, because my children are Asian and also English at the same time, they don't like chunks of onions or coriander or anything like that, so we're going to put dry rubs in there, all dry spices. Very much a combination, so fusion of flavors, should you say. So beef burgers are obviously very, very European and American, whereas with the spices we're going to put in very much a traditional spices. So what have we got? Just over half a teaspoon of chili powders. That's going to go in there. That's going to give a little bit of kick and a bit more flavour. It's going to taste bland. Now we've got some paprika. That'll give it some colour. And a slightly different flavour to the chili as well. To go with that, we've got garam masala that infuses the meat, and you've got you've got bay leaves in there, cinnamons, cloves, and cardamoms as well. And the healthiest of spices, you've got turmeric there as well. Again, everything around about similar marks. We've got half a teaspoon of everything, and then a little bit of black pepper just for flavouring. We don't need too much, it's just to give it that coarseness and that hint of sourness to go with it. And don't forget, I'm also going to now put in some cumin as well, and that's going to go in to make life just. The cumins are just to bind the spices together, nothing else. There we go. Now the most important spice there we've got now, and we haven't put anything in, is salt. So what we're going to do, just going to sprinkle that on, and salt is always to taste. Always to taste, so that's around about a teaspoonful. If you need any more, like in my house they eat a bit more salt than most of the households, then use more. So what we now do is bring it all together and bind it together and mix it now. Everything is very easy and simple, just mix it, and because it's lean, you'll find that it doesn't stick to you like you get normal beef from other places. So I would say this kind of stuff, either ask your butcher to give you very, very lean beef, or go to places that already pre-pack it, and they tend to have it already sealed and already says that it's lean beef. Okay, so out of that we're going to mix it all together. Now if you prefer, you can always use lamb instead of beef. You can use chicken mince if you wanted. If you wanted chicken mince, you can use chicken mince, and that's fine. But that's pretty much mixed together. All we now have to do is make patties. So just roll it together, and it's really simple and straightforward, and that's it. So I'm now going to do is split it into half, and that'll get straight away basic maths really. You don't have to make life difficult for you. And we split that, put that on one side, and then we've got another bowl here. Again, it's just going to be slammed, and you can see the little bit of shades of yellow and reddish on the chopping board there, or the mixing board. That's the turmeric and the other spices together. Again, split it in half. Now I can make a patty with this, but what happens is it gets too big, and then it's not always cooked through properly. So what we're going to do with that, in order to make a double cheeseburgers, we then just cut that in half, and look at that, hey presto, just like magic, everything is there. Now what you can do is to get shapes, to make it into really round and circular. What you can do is you can either fold it out. Some people use something to shape it, you can, but it's whatever you prefer. Me personally, the best thing about a burger is you shape it the way you want it to shape. It doesn't have to be perfectly round. It doesn't have to be shaped the way you want it to be. It's not about being a chef. This is about good homely food that you love and you want to make. Okay, so you just keep going like that. You make all the pates, and then we'll start the cooking process once that's all done. Right, on the stove I've got a hot griddle pan. We're not going to use any fat, any oil or anything at all. I've just put it on the stove. It's got rid of all the water. The pan's now hot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the 2 pates on. These are the burger buns going in. These are fresh from the bakery, and we'll get them toasted. Take a few minutes.
Oh my god!
And here's the cheddar I was telling you about now. Just enough to keep it going and just melt it. Just to let it melt on top. Remember, this is going to be a double cheeseburger, which means one on top of another. You don't have to put an excess amount of cheese. You just put enough, and then what we're going to do, just to get rid of melt it all, we're going to cover it. Okay. In the plate here, we've got the burger buns. We'll take them out. Lovely and melted. You don't want them too melted, otherwise they'll just be chewy. What we're going to do, it's just nice and gentle, one on top of another. It's almost a perfect double patty, as you can see. There you go.